So the deal is with mountain, right, is there's various places there's various angles the person can have. You see what I mean? And each one has a different escape. Hands on the mat, hands on you, and effectively hands on nobody. You know what I mean? There's also, who am I turning this? No, turn this off. There's also this angle here. We'll talk about this later, okay? First, let's talk about the forward and back, okay? So, one mountain. So the first one we'll talk about is hands on you, right? This one. Maybe he's holding your collar. Maybe he's Frankenstein choking you. Maybe it's this. You see what I mean? But he's leaning slightly forward. His hands are on you, okay? So if he's touching you, you can touch him. I believe that's the, under the sexual assault definitions or whatever. If they're touching you, you're allowed to touch them, I think. Not all the way, whatever. So here's what we do. We pick a side. Let's say this side, okay? And we block that side, the arm and the leg, okay? Now, you don't reach over this arm to get to this arm, because then you can just swat it away. See, I dismiss you. You go under this arm, and you go over this arm, okay? And I put my thumb with my four fingers, because I'm pulling down like this. There's really no reason to have a thumb on that side. You see what I mean? Because we're pulling down. I want to use, And then this one also isolates the arm, okay? And you can grab behind the elbow, or you can grab a little higher up. This is now increasing the risk of armbar. I've seen, actually, Hicks and Gracie showed this. You grab the lapel, and now you pull down. You see what I mean? So now this is getting more, what's the word? So you're making him lean a bit more, and you have more force, but now you're risking, your elbow is more exposed, and you're risking more armbar. And I've actually even seen people hold here, and then go like around the back. I believe John Danaher showed this. And this is now, you really are, your balance is severely risked, but now my arm is like in serious risk of getting armbar. You see what I mean? And then this foot here, this one goes in the middle, right? Let's turn a little bit. This foot goes in the middle. Do not put your foot on this side, because then he can grab it with this foot, and then if you try and bridge him that way, he's holding on to something over here. You see what I mean? He can save himself, right? So this foot here goes in the middle, and this foot goes here, okay? I will share something with you now, though, okay? This one puts you at risk. If you block his foot here, he might reach back with his hand and grab the inside of your foot and then just pull it this way and then You know what I mean? Whatever. So I've seen some people say don't even do that because then it puts you at risk. But if you're holding his arm, that's no problem. Okay? So now let's just say, okay, he's holding you, so you're allowed to hold him, right? If he does this and he yells, "Why are you touching me?" You're like, because you're touching me. Like, Anyway, so this goes under this arm, over that arm, here and here, over the foot. This one goes in the middle, right? And now we're going to bridge. Okay? And now let me ask you a question. Okay? If I put my feet here, like further out, or feet in, which is going to be a higher bridge? Feet in is going to be a higher bridge. Okay? And second question, if I put just in the flat of my feet, or the balls of my feet, which is going to be a higher bridge? Balls of my feet. And now, if this doesn't work, should I just go just back down again? No, I go up and I walk my feet in as much as I can, and I really go. And then I'm in this guard, and I posture, and there we are. Okay. So let's say his hands are on the mat, as they are now. Okay? I could have shown this the first time, because I'm showing whether he's way forward, whether he's here, or whether he's way back, what do you mean? But we did this one moments ago, okay? Let's talk about this one. His hands are on the mat, okay? Now, I see, as a referee in various tournaments, I see people make mistakes all the time, and the thing is this, all right? If the person's way forward, and you reach up like so, right, you're exposing your armpits. They can move up to your chest, and now when you bridge, you're not going to be able to do anything. You see what I mean? And probably you can armbar. One armbar. See? Yeah, there you go. Right? Take a break. So when his hands are on the mat, you should not be reaching up and doing this. Okay? Because then he's going to move up and your bridge isn't going to work. You need something to keep his hips on your hips. You need to do this. And the second you do that, he's going to climb the coconut tree. right? Secondly, his hands are mega wide. It's going to be super hard to to get his hand to come in. You follow me? Right? And you're not going to be able to bridge him over. He's wide. Look how wide he is. You see? When he's up and grabbing my lapels, he's tall and narrow, right? It's the difference between standing a book on its edge and standing it on its cover or whatever. If you know what I mean? Like in libraries, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. Right? This is, when he's sitting up, like this he's very tippable. You see what I mean? Here, he's not tippable at all. So what do? The thing is this, though, okay? Watch this. When he's here, okay, his hips are very light. See how I can lift his foot? See how light that is? When he sits up, I can't lift his foot at all. His hips are heavy. This is heavy. See how his weight is coming down in this direction? Wait. See? So his weight's all on my hips. Maybe I can bridge and roll him. When he's here, this is not a bridge and roll time, okay? His hips are, he's still a big, heavy dude, but his hips are light. So what do? Okay, I'll show you, okay? One, he's not touching, his arms aren't touching me. So under legal, I'm legally not allowed to touch him, right? So what do? I put my hand here for a second. I put my forearm across his hip, and this one goes here, okay? I do not put my elbow here and hands on his knee, because then he takes my back. Just put your foot on. Yeah, see? Now he's going to go to my back. Ah, damn. You see? You put your hand on his hip, and you put your elbow on his knee. You're here, okay? Put your hands back to that. He's here. You're doing this, okay? Now what are you going to do? This leg goes nice and flat, and this leg can scoop it. I sometimes call this the ice cream scoop, even though it doesn't involve ice cream at all. You pull it in, and then this elbow, pushes this in, and now you go to the other side. Rotate. Here. Now I've seen some people, they say, okay, now I'm going to push the other hip. This is wrong. He'll hug my head. Now I'm stuck here. So now, don't go from this side to the hip. Go from this side to here. Try and grab my head. He can't. And now maybe we have a little kung fu fight over here where we're like, bong sao, bok sao, or whatever the kung fu. And then I move a little head. I get my hip here, and I shoulder walk a little bit. I get my foot out, and I'm back in my guard. Okay? But what if the guy's sitting back? Okay? You can't escape to your guard because his hips are heavy. You can't bridge and roll him because you can't get hold of his arm. And I see in tournaments sometimes the coach is yelling, bridge and roll, and the person on the bottom is trying to get the arm, and the guy on top is just like, no, you're not going to. This is happening, right? And maybe in a real fight, the guy on top is now unloading on you. You see what I mean? So what do you do when the guy's leaning back? So, you want him to fall forward, either to here or to here. Okay? How do you make him fall forward? You bridge, right? Boom, but maybe he's doing what I call the rodeo ride. And as you bridge, he's leaning back. You see what I mean? Like in a rodeo, right? So now, as you bridge, you also knee him in the back. Right? And I'm not saying you're doing that. It's not a Muay Thai knee. You're not trying to put him in the hospital. You know what I mean? You're just trying to get him to fall forward. Right? Okay? So you bridge and you nudge, and he either goes to here, which then puts him straight into a bridge and roll, or he goes to here, which then puts him into, do this one. You follow me? Let's talk about this. Okay? Where the guy's head is has a serious effect on what you should be trying to do. Okay? And I'll give you an example. Let's say the guy he has one hand on you. He has one hand on the mat, and his head is over here. Okay? Now, what should you be doing? You're like, oh, okay, his hand's on me. I can bridge and roll him in that direction. I can go boom, right, boom, block the foot, bridge and roll me in that direction. Yeah, no, why? Because my weight is over here. You see what I mean? You follow me? So when a guy's doing this, what opportunity do you have? You have this one. You see what I mean? And then see, boom, scoop, and it goes. Yeah, see? Then get to your guard. You follow me? Oh, okay, wait a second, Jeff. Wait a second. Here, come back. Come back. Sit. Let's talk about that exact same hand position, right? But now, let's say he's here. Hand on the mat, here. Now what do we do? Or maybe even here. Now what do we do? The same thing? No. Now he's totally that weighable. Go on. That weighable. Oh. See what I mean? Yeah, look where his head is. You follow me? You know? You see what I mean? So this affects your choice. So he gets one hand on me, his one hand way over there. If I try and bridge and roll him this way, you're like, oh, okay, he's touching me. I can like hold his I can hold his elbow, right? Even if I get, you know, this one or this one, I'm like, oh man, this guy's going for a run. No, he's not. He's leaning that way. You see what I mean? But if his head is over here, like this, and his hand's on the mat, you see what I mean? Okay, it's the same thing. His rib's the same. But look. Follow me? Go back. Let's put his head over there. But now for this one, it's not going to happen. His weight's over there. So what do? Like, oh, okay, for this one, my hand's on his hip. I escape here. See? He's here and here. My hand's on his hip. I escape. I ice cream scoop the foot. See? Here it is. And now look, this doesn't matter at all. See? Boom, boom. Boom. You see? So we've talked about now the hands on the mat, hands on you, hands on nothing, right? We talked about, right? Here and here, you know? And you have to like evaluate where his weight is when you're choosing your mounting skill. You know what I mean? But realistically, you shouldn't ever be getting mounted. Your guard should be sweet, and your takedown defense should be awesome. You should always be on top. But if the guy does mount you, consider those things.